What is good, everybody? Welcome to today's trade recap of the day today. Today is Tuesday, February 17, 2026. Going to be going over today's price action and the two trades that I ended up taking. I got two break-even trades, or technically one break-even and one like break-even, but it was like a trailed stop. So um, made some money on that. So I am up 2.5K on the day today. I don't know why this account just got fucked. Don't really know. But anyways, um, made around this on the day. I'm pretty sure this happened just because of. So there's like this one area you'll see in just a second. I'll go over it later, but all right. So start the day. Let's go over the daily buys. So daily buys. All right. So I said in the Discord, neutral bias coming into the morning, leaning slightly more bearish. Right now we are currently bearish and disrespecting bullish. But we have taken previous day low twice, leaving just a high resistance low below. So what do we see in this price action? We're currently trading bearish. And how do I know that? Is because boom, trade into this gap lower, boom, like a little retrace. We're just disrespecting these bullish gaps and just trading lower, pull back into this hourly, trade lower, pull back into this hourly, trade lower. So naturally, we're just in a downtrend, right? So I was pretty bearish coming to open. Um, but hold on, where is it? Right, I said what I can see happen though is us reversing higher and going for the high time frame LRL above being those Asia highs, that sell side, and the unfilled daily gap. So even though we were in this downtrend, I did see us leaving all of these draws above. So we left Asia, sell side, like this daily for value gap, which I could see happen, where we take out previous day low, and this is that move that's going to get us to previous day high. Did see a potential for that, so that was why I was pretty neutral biased, just because these draws lower were just like a lot better. I mean, the draws higher were better. So the condition here will be this 1 hour gap. I put two scenarios. Either we displace through the high that's resting inside of this gap, and we displace through this unfilled 1 hour gap like it's not there, and we get continuation longs. So that scenario is this, where we have this hourly gap, this big hourly gap, where if we displace through this high, this is London high, if we displace this high and start closing above this hourly gap, then it's pretty obvious that these are the next draws, right? So this is that situation that I want to see happen is continuation longs. Boom, pull back, boom, right? Which we almost got, which I'll go over in a bit. Or we open high, sweep the high resting inside this gap, and continue the bearish trend lower. So what does this mean? Is that there's this high, we come and we sweep this high, wick this high, and then get displacement out of that, and then it's obvious that we're probably just going to go lower to like this weekly low that we had over here. So yeah. That was the bias. It's pretty neutral. Kind of just want to see how this hourly gap held, right? This hourly gap. So let's go into the price action today. All right, so really, I was just waiting for two scenarios, is for us to come up to this high and see what we do off of here, right? So let's go to open. This is that high. So what happens is we trade up and we hit this high, right? And this looks pretty bullish. We had an open low, sweep this low. So there's a high resistance low, and we get this displacement higher, and we just keep on displacing higher, and we end up edging this high. We left like equal highs here. We left Asia highs. Um, we have this 4 hour intermediate high. So these draws higher were excellent, really good. So what did I want to see was a 5 minute continuation, being this 5 minute gap. And if we're going to continue being bullish and not care about this hourly gap that's to the left of us, what's going to happen is that we'll pull back into this gap and respect this, and we'll get some sort of long from here. But did that ever happen? It actually never happened. So whenever this happened, where we just, even though we edge this, just this reaction, just simply this reaction, this V shape, I just had to fully just flip my bias, because if we look at the 15 minute and what it did, The 15-minute literally just wicked this high, just completely. And just notice how I said in the daily bias that this is the condition. So if we're not closing above this, then it's very unlikely that we're going to come up here. So this 15-minute just wicked that, and so did the hourly, just completely wicking this level. So um, clear, clearly we're not going to go higher just yet, not yet. So what did I want to see was just continuations lower to any draws lower. So we had this sell side, which I want to see a continuation to, would have probably ripped this 5-minute inverse if this happened. Um, but I mean, never got the close, so couldn't really take it. So I was just waiting for continuation shorts, which is where I wait for a 5 or 15-minute gap to open up. So here, this 5-minute gap opens up. And whenever this happens, I'm looking for a short, right? Because what is the next draw? The next draw was this 1 hour intermediate low. That's this low resting inside this hourly gap. So that is a good draw to have, right? And if we're going to continue being bearish, which is obviously the bias, um, this 5-minute gap should send us lower. And I really like this close on the 30-second because what do we do is we have this tap of this 5-minute gap and we end up like souping this high. So we have like this little soup here, little turtle soupy. Right? We take out this high like a little resweep inside this high, making kind of a protected high, and then we have this V-shape displacement right after that. So really like this entry here. Entered this with a stop right here. Reason for this stop and not at the swing high was just kind of I kind of saw this as like LRL. So I mean, if we kind of just hit this first one, then I'd expect the rest of his highs to get taken as well. So was aiming for around a 1 to 1.22 RR on this towards this sell side right here. But I did end up getting break even on this because I did go break even once we hit this low, this low that's resting inside this gap. Um, and yeah, ended up going break even there. Got edged and just got break even. And so I got break even here. I did see that we formed a lot of LR above. So what would I really want to see for like a re-entry is for us to resweep this high, which is now a high that became a 15-minute for value gap. So what am I waiting for? This high to get reswept, which it gets reswept here. And as soon as we hit this, what do? We get this instant V-shaped reversal. And I'm looking to take this 3 minute right here. It's really obvious 3-minute gap. Um, And yeah, this is really good as well because what we do here is we actually tap EQ of the range on this retrace. So if I mark the swing high to the swing low, we perfectly tap EQ here and we end up holding this 15-minute gap. So this is a really high probability continuation. Also just a resweep of this high. So ended up taking this 3 minute right here. And I was aiming for this low all the way down here. Right, I would have really liked this, right? But I just didn't have proper risk reward for that, so I ended up just full holding to that. Um, so yeah, stop losses here, right? Take profit here. So this is just bread and butter continuation, really. And yeah, so I took this, and let's see what happened. I said that once we took this low, I would go break even, which is what we do right there. Take out this low as well. So I'm obviously break even here. I would not want to see us push back up to here. But what happens is that we end up tapping this 3-minute gap, and if we zoom into the 1 minute, how exactly did we trade into this gap? Is we like created this high and we swept this other high. So I kind of just saw this as a soup. Um, so this I for this reason I trailed my stop loss to this high right here. I'm also this 1 minute inverse, so I'm not gonna lie, if we were to retrace back up here, it's like this quote unquote protected high. I would just want to get out of here, right? So that's the reason for that trail. Um, right. And we ended up just chopping around here, sadly. And yeah, I mean, and then I remember I did trail to this low. Reason being is, I mean, if these are just such relatively equal highs that if we're gonna run through one, like it's like a 99% chance you're gonna run through the other, right? So that's the reason for that. And this ended up just being fully break even there. So yeah, that just wraps up the two trades a day. Um, Gladly, I did make some profit. I mean, but yeah, I mean, other than that, that's pretty much all for today. If you have any questions, DM me. You can DM me on TikTok at M4Gilly, if you want to join the Discord. But yeah, other than that, doing this live every single morning, doing these little recaps as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.